All right, guys, on the back of this thing, one of the hinges was broke back here, and this part's actually welded on to the inside of the deck lid. So it would normally be like that one over there, and that part's still there. So he gave me another deck lid with this thing, which I didn't really want to have to use. I thought, well, if I could get one or just take a hinge off of that one, that this one matches the car, I'll just weld on a new one. But a wise hoarder once said, never throw away anything. And this is an old, I think it's a 66 or 67, but it's the longer tail. But this car has the bulge in the rear aprons, so it could fit all the extra muffler system stuff back there. But it might be worth figuring out something. Maybe even getting a new apron on here and bolting it up, so you know how hard that is to do. And get an old one. I'm curious to see what it looks like. All right, guys, here's the deck lid. And just got through spraying it. Used a few different cans of spray paint and tried to get my color as close as I could get it to the car. And these are the cans I used, a couple old cans of paint. Just some different colors to try to kind of get the color I need. The darker blue matches pretty close, but that car has like a little bit of a bright kind of almost teal sheen to it. So see how close this is. Here we go. So you can see that the color looks fairly close. It's not a perfect match, but I think with the darker blue, you can kind of see the blue tones coming out, and then the sun hits, you get a little bit of a teal kind of color. So I think it'll work. Obviously this deck lid's rougher than the car. Still a lot of rust and roughness in it, but hoping that some of that will come off and some of the rust will come back through and it'll look a little more natural patina come back on it. But I think this will work. So we just pulled off the old deck lid. Daddy's moving over some stuff to this other one, and found a wire. Got the light working again on the old one, so we'll see if we can move it over. The next thing I'm doing is I'm going to loosen up these 3 bolts on each of these brackets and install the standoffs. So here's the bracket, and it's got this little extra piece on here, and this is kind of how it goes together. This piece slides to a part in the car, and that kind of holds it on. So there's some adjustment on these plates, a little bit back and forth, and the whole assembly moves. There's also an adjustment in the new plates here. So these will attach essentially here, and it just stands it off and changes the angle there. Now, I believe these are EMPI ones here. Okay, so here is the assembly back together. So those go through, got this plate on this side, and now this other plate will actually go back through the spot that it goes in the car, and then it will screw down here, and this one will go back into the normal spot in the car. Then we use these washers and 3 of those bolts, get it back on there. Okay, you see we got our 3 bolts back in there. I just need to get those tightened up, and that is fairly close on that rear one, but I was able to get it to go without having to dent the metal or nothing. So you can see how much farther it sticks your rear deck lid out. All right, guys, there it is. Looks pretty good. The color matches, you know, all right. It's not too far off now. I think did it mostly dark blue and then added a little bit of that teal color kind of oversprayed on top of it, so it kind of gives you the effect that it's kind of doing something. So of course it ain't got to be perfect, and like I said, hopefully it'll, you know, come off a little bit and give us some of that patina back under there. Needs a little bit of rust on it now, but it looks pretty good. Got the original handle all cleaned up on here, and then Got the tag mounted up and pretty sweet. Right, guys, don't forget you can get $25 off of ceramic coating the Armor Shield 9 from Avalon King by putting HiRevz 25 in at checkout at avalonking.com. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and share on this video for your chance to win the AMR 500 Supercharger.